Okay, I just have some interesting things I found on different videos and other sorts of things. I just want to ask you what you thought
Sure.
about them if I read them to you.
It's fine.
So, this is someone's experience, and they say, like, as far as visuals, I saw a lot of sacred geometry type shapes, all colors and shape. The colors were amazingly bright and very detailed, despite being in the dark.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced something similar to that?
It's something. It's something you create. You know what I mean? It's not something that. Oh, I mean, of course it's there, but you're now perceiving it because of your heightened perception.
So it's there all the time?
Oh, it's of course it is. Yeah, it's your. How do I want? It's the fabric that makes up your reality. I mean, not this reality, of course, but it is the fabric that makes up everything that is around you. That you call this or that.
But because you are heightened, you're at a different level.
For example, your perception is your reality. And if your perception is then heightened significantly, your reality will be changed significantly.
Okay.
I see you. Right?
Yeah, he's very wants
And
attention.
Why do you stay up there? What do you? Well, you just want food. You just don't. You don't want me to pet you. Okay. Bastard.
Okay.
You.
Okay, here's an interesting one. This is someone talking about their experience. The truth in its entirety shall be revealed. Mainstream control systems and consumerism. This is self-discovery. All truth seekers shall find it. Note the gap in your life. Try filling it with material possessions, religion, political rantings, busy lifestyle. This is the control system society is under, extremely shallow and a waste of a life. Nature has given us the truth and the experience. Psilocybin will reinforce what is important in life: love, family, friendship, empathy, laughter, meditation, with an intense awakening of consciousness so profound as to reveal pure spirit.
It's funny that when people speak of it, because the only word you can use to sum up the experience, feeling, emotion of it is profound. The profanity of it is so fucking incredible. I mean, don't even fucking get me started on like the consumption aspect, because it keeps you from consuming. And besides that, when I say that it melts boundaries, you have a complete understanding that hierarchy is such bullshit. Like the idea that somebody is more powerful, is stronger, smarter, more significant than you are is just a fucking lie. Like, for example, you're the most unique thing I've seen today. And that is only due to the fact that nothing on this planet is like you. And with that being said, you are that significant. And not to also discredit you for being so significant, but you're one small fraction of what is so much larger. You are one small part of something that is way beyond you.
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
Okay. So.
And to also say that, you know, every single person is that significant, it has to be said that everything is one.
Okay. So the whole hierarchy, someone's better because they have certain bloodlines, or they're from a certain family, or they have money, or they have material things. That's just this delusion that we're all...
It's a complete illusion. It's the biggest lie that we... I can't even say that's the biggest lie, because I feel like language is actually one of the biggest lies that we live. but it is a complete lie. It is a very large lie. Like it's a lie amongst to say that we live in a democracy, because it's really not a democracy. America is nothing more than a colonized version of the hierarchy in London, in England, in Europe. Actually, I mean, not to sound fucking crazy, but the lineage of all presidents actually stem from Charlemagne and Alexander the Great. The reason, when a president wins an election, it's actually due to his blood. It has nothing to do with votes or anything like that at all. And it's actually, it's a huge lie that we live in.
Okay. What are some other lies? Because I'm sure there's more.
Okay. A decade before the Holocaust, and I'll use Holocaust and go like this.
Okay.
A decade before the Holocaust and apparent slaughter of millions of Jews, there was actually a huge Holocaust of its own in Russia, where a Jewish general slaughtered over 10, and when I say over 10 million, to say 10 million is actually kind of an understatement because it's untold, but over 10 million non-Jewish Russians. And that's not something, and his name, none of you at this table can even mention because you don't know, you weren't taught about it. And it's something so drilled into our psyche that Hitler is the evilest man alive, when this is the first, and when he established the first veterinary hospital for animals. He wasn't given a Nobel Peace Prize for no fucking reason. I'm not crediting the man because he was a psychopath, but to say that he was the most evil is absolutely ignorant. And to say that he killed 6 million is also ignorant because there was only 3.5 million Jews in Europe.
So why do you think that's being taught to people?
It's because I don't want to sound anti-Semitic, because I'm not. I don't judge anybody for their beliefs or where they come from, but it's the Jews, the Israelis, actually feel as though they are not human and they are above us.
Okay.
They feel as though they are an embodiment of the Lord. They actually feel as though they think...
The chosen.
Exactly. They think as though they are the chosen ones. And it's funny because another huge lie is Israel itself. Because Israel is not a place amongst earth. It is not a place. It is not a landmass. It is a place in the stars. It is a place in the heavens. It's a representation of where they go when they pass.
Okay.
It's not real. It's an idea. And to say that they own a civilization, not a civilization, I'm sorry, a landmass, to steal it from a civilization, the Palestinians, is a complete...
So where in some sort of text, or where's this information coming from that it's in the stars, Israel?
It's in the Talmud, their holiest book. It's all you have to do is look into theology itself.
Okay.
I mean, it's not allegory. It's not hidden. It's just not talked about.
Okay. Here's this interesting thing.
What's that?
I want to read to you.
Okay.
Let me just find it. I wrote it down.
You're on the shroom, right?
I just was typing in questions to ask people on streets, and that's what it brought me to. Okay. It's called The Brain in a Vat.
Okay.
So, a vat's kind of like this tube with water, and like the brain's inside of it. Okay? So, it's a thought experiment that's commonly used to illustrate global or Cardassian skepticism. Imagine the possibility that at this very moment you are actually a brain hooked up to a sophisticated computer that can perfectly simulate experiences of the outside world. If you cannot now be sure that you are not a brain in a vat, then you cannot rule out the possibility that all of your beliefs about the external world are false.
I don't like that they're generalizing this meat suit that we use. Because it's really, that's all you can call it. You can't, just, I mean, obviously I understand that they're giving it some kind of, terminology to sound more literate. But, I would rather people be very simplistic in the sense and call it a meat suit, because that's really all it is. It's something that we use. Yes, it's a very biological, technological feat of nature. But,
so then,
almost in that statement, it seems like he's... Well, I mean, I don't want to say that the human body isn't as significant as the brain or the soul, but it's almost not.
okay. So here's this other part of it. So we construct the following argument. Let P stand for any belief or claim about the external world. Say that snow, so like snow is white. That's P, like any belief about the external world. Snow is white. If I know that P, snow is white, then I know that I am not a brain in a vat. I do not know if I am a brain in a vat. Thus, therefore, I do not know that snow is white. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, because to know is to only experience. You don't know. The smartest thing you could do is admit you know nothing. Because, I mean, on these, you experience so much. It's an incredible lucidity of understanding. Or knowing. And if you're not on them, and if you never experience them, you don't fucking know. And that's just it. It's funny, like, because people try and argue with me when I tell them they're not real. And they say, oh, well, how do you know that? Well, I fucking know. I mean, you don't know what you ate yesterday for dinner. You know what I mean? But it's,
It's just a weird experience.
It's
Trying
not.
to explain that to someone.
It's not that it's weird, or
Frustrating.
it's not hard to explain it. Not to say that it's unexplainable, because it is. But to put it to words is almost an injustice, because these words are nothing more than some data stream that you're picking up as English. And it's a lie that we're bringing about right now in this room. To keep going on that...
Well, can you give me your explanation, or just what you think, why it's a lie?
Why is it a lie?
Like,
well,
what's the point of the lie? To trap everyone?
Exactly. For example...
Why? Who wants to trap? Or it wants to trap?
If she breaks this little ornate thing and drops it off the table, and I say, why did you do that? She could say, I didn't. It creates the medium for lying. When you don't have this language, and you have nothing but a telepathic understanding, you can root it out. Like, for example, I've become, in my last few months of taking high doses, you become incredibly intuitive.
Okay. When not on them, or when?
Oh, on them or not, it doesn't matter.
It stays with you?
Oh, it stays with you. It's
Okay.
it's something that just lives inside of you.
And it doesn't go away?
It does not.
But it's something you want
It's
inside
almost
of
like
you.
it's almost as if you don't need to take them, but you do. I don't really know how to elaborate on that.
Okay, so you're very intuitive, meaning you can tell when people are lying?
I can tell when people are fucking me. I can tell when people are lying to me. I can tell when they're, just bullshitting, or I can tell the entire emotion of somebody, and it's just due to body language. Because body language, I mean, we don't normally think about it because we kind of tend to lean on words, this lie, when body language is really the easiest way to talk to somebody.
So, to get into, I'm kind of going on a different
Sorry?
tangent, but you talked about a lot of, talking about the unconscious, how it opens up your unconscious, and a lot of things within the conscious or the unconscious is transliminality. So people are able to reach information that's in the unconscious because they have high levels of transliminality. So would you assume body language is a way that we unconsciously